What's up, guys? Welcome to the Mechanic's Garage, where we help men heal, rebuild, and lead. I'm Chris the Mechanic Miller. Now, before we get into today's topic, if anything in this episode hits home for you, if it feels like I'm talking right to you, do me a solid and share the show. There's no ads, no sponsors, no fluff. Just real talk that helps you get back under the hood and doing the work. I don't make a dime from this unless it actually helps someone. So if it helps you, help it reach the next guy who needs it too. Now, let's take a look and see what's on the lift.
Welcome to the Mechanic's Garage. Let's get to work.
Let's get real. Every man becomes a different kind of dad under pressure. And your kids, they're not learning from your intentions. They're learning from what actually shows up. Now, this episode isn't just for dads, though. If you don't have kids, just replace all of that terminology with husband, boss, coworker, friend, whatever hat it is you're wearing. This conversation hits across the board. Today, we're going to crack open 4 archetypes you've probably lived more than once. Let's go ahead and take a look at what it really seems like we're doing when the tank is low, when the pressure is high, and the noise in the house is rising. But before we get there, let's talk about why this even matters. You can't become the dad you wish you had until you recognize the dad you currently are. Most men skip that step. They try to parent from ideals, from wounds, or from reaction. But if you don't get honest about what's actually showing up, underneath all the stress, the shame, underneath the fatigue, then you'll keep passing down what was handed to you, even if you swore that you never would. This is the diagnostic work, because we're not fixing a broken man. We're uncovering the version of you that's been running the show on autopilot. We're going into default programming today, because awareness is step 1. The repair comes next. Now, first off, we've got the explosive dad. This is a dad who gets loud when he feels small, the one who takes control when everything feels out of control. Now, he leads with fire, with intensity, power, force. And when it's aimed right, it protects, it forges. But when it's reactive, it burns the whole shop down. He believes in discipline and strength, but what's really driving the engine is fear. Fear of not being enough, fear of being disrespected, fear of failing the people he loves. Now, as kids, they feel the tremor in the floorboards before he even walks into the room. They learn to read the weather in his mood, and when that storm hits, they don't learn strength. They learn how to stay small. So what's really under all that fire? A tender heart loaded with guilt. A man who believes softness is dangerous. But here's the truth. Fire isn't the enemy. But if it's not aimed with purpose, it scorches what you're trying to protect. Let's go on to the numb dad. This is the dad who carries everything and says nothing. He's the rock, the grinder, the one who never misses a shift, the one who takes pride in showing up even when it hurts. He believes love means sacrifice, that if he just keeps showing up, providing, pushing through, that should count. But what happens underneath that stoic armor? He's just vanishing. His kids don't feel unsafe, they feel unsure. Unsure if he sees them, if he's proud of them, if he even notices how disconnected he's become. Now, he's not trying to hurt anyone. He's trying to protect them. But silence can be just as loud as yelling. And over time, it tells a story. Dad doesn't care. Even when it's the furthest thing from the truth. Underneath all of that silence is exhaustion and grief. A man afraid that speaking will crack something open that he can't close again. But presence isn't just about showing up physically. It's about being seen, seeing them. Now, this is the one that I struggled with the most, the withdrawn dad. This dad disappears into his head. He doesn't yell, doesn't rage, he just checks out, mentally running diagnostics, trying to calculate the next move, hoping logic can fix what emotion complicates. He wants to get it right, wants to be useful. But fatherhood isn't a math problem. It's a relationship. And when his kids need connection, he offers correction instead. When they want presence, he offers process. To him, emotion is like a leak in the system, something to patch, not explore. But to his kids, it feels like they're alone in the room with someone who's physically there and emotionally absent. What's hiding behind the mental firewall here? Well, it's fear. A fear that if he gets it wrong, he's unworthy. That he's failing by not having all of the answers. But our kids don't need answers. They need access. Lastly, we have the distracted dad. This dad feels everything, and sometimes it fries his circuits. He's dialed into energy, emotion, expectation all day long. Now, his heart is big, but it's scattered. His mind is always on fire, but rarely present. He truly means well, loves deeply, dreams big, wants to show up fully. But the scroll, stress, and shame, they hijack all of his bandwidth. And even though he's there, he's not with them. His kids don't feel neglected, they feel invisible. He's not gone, he's grounded. So what's behind the drift? Overwhelm. A man who sees so much he loses sight of what's right in front of him. Presence isn't just about being in the room. It's about letting your attention land. Now that we've looked at the 4 archetypes, let's shift gears. Let's talk about simple moves you can make and the questions worth asking if you want to rebuild. Starting with the explosive dad. Now, the simple shift here, I came in too hot, and that's on me. We need to reflect on this. Are you leading from fear or building with fire that forges? Now for the numb dads. I've been quiet lately, but I'm listening now. What's going on with you? Make sure to reflect on this. Are you just surviving fatherhood or actually connecting in it? For my withdrawn dads, I'm not sure I've handled this well. Let's talk about it together. We need to reflect on, are we protecting our pride or protecting our relationship? And for my distracted dads, I've been distracted. You matter to me. Let's do something just us right now. Reflect on this. What's stealing your presence? And are you willing to take it back? Now, with all of that being said, guys, if any of these hit you in the gut, good. It's not shame. It's a sign you've still got gas in the tank to do something different. You're not a bad dad if one of these sound familiar. You're a self-aware one if you're willing to name it, face it, and do the repair work on it. So, which one of these archetypes, which one of these dads, which one do you become under pressure? And which one are you rebuilding into? We've probably been every single one of these at some point in time without having a blueprint of what we actually want to become. That's why I bring all of this up in the first place. So this week, pay attention. Pay attention to your triggers. Pay attention to your responses. And ask yourself, is this the dad that I want to be? Is this the dad that my kids think I am? And if you need a place to process all of this, the garage is always open. Come on in so we can help you heal, rebuild, and lead.